Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Handsome German, the only show on the internet. And it looks like the people have spoken. I looked at the numbers, I looked at the analytics, and it seems like most people prefer the React style of video over the recap. I based this on viewer retention and just the sheer number of views, including the fact that if you actually look up Space Monkey Report on YouTube, you actually find my previous two reaction videos alongside the official Space Monkey reports. And I gotta do what the numbers tell me to do. Plus, this one is a very special stream, I feel. We're gonna see a lot of gameplay in this one. And I figured let's just talk about things in depth because this one's a big one. This one is a big dump stream. So let's get started. I'll occasionally pause or talk over people, and that's kind of what a reaction video is. You know the drill. So let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello.
to Monkey Report number 4. I'm happy to welcome Gab Schrager, narrative director, Emile Morel,
Hello.
associate creative director, and Guillaume Brunier, Mr. Important, senior producer, and I am.
Do we know if Guillaume is still working on the game? Because
Going to talk about Beyond Good and Evil 2. But
it would probably hurt the game a lot to
15
lose another
Beyond Good and
higher up.
Nice.
Hey. So let's see. We have quite a few things going on today.
It's kind of crazy. It's 15th anniversary of Beyond Good and Evil 1, and now we're getting the 20th anniversary edition this year.
The Hit Record program, we really appreciate and enjoy working with the community. And we have a pretty full agenda today.
Urban.
What are we going to have?
We're gonna have some gameplay.
Yeah.
Right? We're gonna share for the
Finally.
first time some gameplay demo. Actually, the demo that we showed back in E3 with some
It's
modifications.
very exciting.
Yep, and we know we're going to have questions. It's normal, but we're not going to do a live Q&A this time. However, you can put your questions in the chat or hashtag AskBGE, and we're going to collect them. We have a great community team that's going to go through, collect them, and then we will...
Has anyone tried hashtagging AskBGE recently?
Okay. So...
I wonder if they're still looking at that.
We wanted to share with you. It's not only the demo that we gave back in June in Los Angeles, but as I said, we integrated community contribution to that demo. So it's the E3 demo plus the community contribution to the game. But on top of that, before we start with the demo, at E3 back in June, Emile and Gab were giving a small introduction to the universe, to what we're up to in the BGNE universe again. So go ahead, guys, take on.
Yeah, just to give a bit of context about this speech about the world and the lore of Beyond Good and Evil 2, we were giving this speech right before the demo.
What is that arm that's sticking out from Gabrielle's armpit?
Of concept arts. So now we're going to show those concept arts, of course, full screen here, and we've added some new
Ooh, concept art.
concept art that no one has seen so far. So we will show you that and comment
Just for
those
you
image.
Space Monkeys.
Exactly, exclusive content.
So for you Space Monkeys that happen to have come out to
Yeah.
LA, you may have already seen some of this stuff, so hang in with us. We're just trying to actually make you drool before you get to see the actual gameplay.
So Gab, you can start.
So for those of you, I'm sure you remember that we're making a space opera, and it takes place
Not really much to say about this one, I guess. It's just
many
a blue galaxy.
hundreds of light
Yeah.
years away from the Earth.
Exactly. And in the game, sorry, I have to move the slides. You will be playing as a space pirate captain. A space pirate captain who will have, of course, a ship, even several ships, and a space pirate captain who will also have a crew, of course.
I wonder how many ships you can have if you can become like a
people really meet
a pirate king.
Good and Evil 2. It
That
was
would be pretty cool.
to have the best crew possible.
So if you go back to the very first trailer that was two E3s ago, you might remember this image. This is the mysterious Moksha gateway. And it's one of the main stakes in System 3. Everyone wants to know what exactly is behind this particular gate. And in that trailer, if you remember, this is where Dakini and the crew of the Gata, this is the
So I think Moksha's gate is oh, okay, mouse, calm down. Away with you. I think Moksha's gate is a really effective center point to the game, kind of like Hyrule Castle in Breath of the Wild, where you know that's where you're going at the end. But since it's an open world game and it's all about upgrading yourself and your ships to become more powerful, you know that you could go there, but it's probably too dangerous, so you're gonna go out of your way to collect some upgrades, increase the size and the quality of your crew before heading there. So I really like it as a mystery box kind of thing.
This is where Dakini and the crew of the Gata. This is the mysterious green-eyed captain, and she was this big
Not Jade's mom, obviously.
in the very first trailer.
Totally not.
And then in the trailer from this, the more recent trailer that we did, she has gone missing. This is where we meet Shani and the rest of
I wonder who they blurred out there, if that's Dakini or if that's a character who's a massive spoiler.
She's leading them beyond into the deep depths of space in search of Dakini and the mystery of
The artist goes really hard.
the very first time their nemesis. And
This art also goes really hard.
Jade, but it's a very different Jade.
It's kind of a theme with
And
Beyond Good and Evil 2 concept art.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 is a prequel, of course, to Beyond Good and Evil 1. So Jade is quite different in this one. She's actually a pirate hunter. Pirates are very afraid of this, little girl slaying pirates in all System 3.
Absolutely. So she's a legend in her own right, and she goes throughout the galaxy hunting down the pirates.
So sometimes after
It's kind of a weird way of phrasing it. She goes around the galaxy.
the young space pirate captain, you decide
Doesn't she just go around the system
to actually
slaying pirates? Or does she actually go around the entire galaxy?
crew and try to find out what's the mystery behind Moksha's gate.
Because galaxies are huge.
Just to backtrack a little bit, we wanted to let you know that the first expedition
Why does it
that left
keep
the Earth
doing
to
that?
come and explore the Surya solar system came, and the very first expedition was sent out, and they deployed clones. Of course, it was very hostile, and they were going to face terrible conditions. So the first people that they sent out there were just clones of the experts. They came and they established outposts. And what you see here in the image is Dios, which is a huge gas
I
giant
gotta
with
do something about that
planet in the
mouse. It's
foreground,
messing with
sun,
me.
and some is a moon that turns around the Dios. And this is one of the first planets that they settle.
Exactly, and this is something that you will see actually in the demo.
Moons are not planets.
So you were talking
Moons are moons.
nice concept art depicting the creation of a clone. This is actually a research thing we're still trying to figure out, but it was just to give you an update about this. What's really important to have in mind is that at that time, cloning was the only way to populate this new solar system. So people in System 3 have been created.
It's
from a little-
really interesting that cloning technology is that far advanced, but they couldn't figure out cryo sleep.
You will meet actually in Beyond Good and Evil 2 are
Because I imagine if they had figured out cryo sleep, some people from Earth would have come along.
clones in this world are created, are being built, engineered to fulfill a specific role in this society. So for instance, if you are born an hybrid monkey, you are meant to be a miner because hybrid monkey are very agile. So they make great miners, when they work in the underground mines of System 3. So right from your birth, you have this kind of weight, huge weight, on your shoulders. But if you are a clone, you can choose to escape from this pre-written past, this pre-written destiny. And the ultimate rebel act for a clone in this universe is actually to become a pirate.
Pirate.
Exactly.
So,
You turn against this system.
sure. So as a player character, you're going to encounter other clones throughout this world who look like you, and part of your identity and the way you can build your identity is by creating your own look and feel. And you'll see later that the clone on the left side, the hybrid monkey, is the one that one of the player characters in the demo that we're going to see.
Exactly. What's really important is that at the beginning of the game, we will ask you
Oh.
to create your own space pirate captain. We are an RPG, so
They're talking so much, I don't have time to cut in.
create your character. You will be able to
I know I could pause, but
aspect among
I don't really know what to say about more concept art other than it looks good.
in the game. So you will have a lot of choice at the beginning of the game. If you want to be
I think
character, male or
a lot of
ethnic groups,
people who are amputees
if you want
are
to
going to really appreciate how many
species, also
characters have
possible
artificial limbs.
right from the beginning.
I also love the female pig hybrid here.
Character and make it different.
There's another one, the shark on the left with
to have
a prosthetic.
character.
I feel like that's something that is
Some examples of the characters that
alongside with furries, obviously.
this image is
Something that's just gonna appeal to this very
that we want to have among
relatively small demographic who's gonna really appreciate it.
the way they want.
Also, Paige has a hook hand here,
The standardized
unless that's not actually Paige.
humans and hybrids living as equals.
But obviously, those hook hands you can also just hold in your hand,
Going to talk a bit about
so
Yeah, sure.
doesn't necessarily mean that
So
you're
that's
missing
the
one.
we saw earlier that's orbiting around Deos, the gas planet. And when they reached Soma, they had seen images of the planet, and that particular continent looks very much like India, and that's there where they decided to establish their first outpost. And the first outpost grew and grew over the years and the centuries, and this is where they're going to establish the sacred city of Ganesha, which is where the gameplay takes place.
and you will see that our demo takes place on Soma. As you can see on this image, Soma has a very, very specific ecosystem. It's actually split into. You have one side of the planet always turned towards a huge gas giant. Again, Soma is a moon rotating around Dios, this gas giant.
So it's protected.
Exactly, this side is protected. As we can see on this image, it's pretty lush. You have all the biomes that you could find on Earth, forest, mountains, oceans.
I find it really impressive that so much was built in these effectively colonies, considering that they basically had to start from very little. Like, they didn't bring those giant statues with them, they had to actually make them. So I guess it kind of makes sense that everyone is a clone of a specialist from Earth, considering how much artistry is on display here. And if you had one amazing sculptor and you could make 20 more, and they were just inherently good at it, they had just had the right eye for it, they had the dexterity required to pull it off properly, I guess an entire army of those experts would be able to build something that looks this impressive. So it makes a surprising amount of sense that everything would be so splendiferous.
And huge cities, among them is Ganesha City, of course. And the other side of the planet is always turned towards space and frequently bombarded with huge meteorite showers, breaking the ground of the planet and creating these huge craters on the planet. And the humans living on the safe side of the planet are sending hybrid slaves to this dangerous side of the planet to collect a very, very specific mineral.
You'd think they'd at least build the ships so they don't get destroyed by meteorites that easily,
On this dangerous side.
because it must be expensive to replace.
Are sent almost to their deaths when they go under this meteorite shower to collect this precious mineral.
Yeah, we can see on the next.
Yeah.
You can see that the bombarded side is extremely dangerous.
Exactly.
So they're much like cannon fodder. They just get sent out, and they know that hundreds are going to die, and that they're going to bring back just small chunks of divalite. which comes from Diwali. It's a word which means light, and there's a huge festival in India called the Festival of Lights. So that's the association with this incredibly important resource. That's one of the most important resources in the solar system.
So something that I kind of thought about last time I watched this stream, which was a while ago. Wouldn't this be an amazing setting for an optional multiplayer battle royale mode? Like, I know it's kind of passe to suggest anything add a battle royale mode nowadays because it's kind of a meme. But kind of like an extraction type thing where you run around, you platform, you might not even fight each other, honestly. Just kind of like a platformer, like Fall Guys, except you run around and collect as much Diva Light as you can, and then you get to the extraction point if you have enough, and then you'll get lifted out and your hybrid gets to live another day, and then you can upgrade them for the next mission. Kind of like, I don't know, I feel like that would be a really good setting, especially if there's like warnings about when Diva Light meteors are about to hit. I don't know, I think you could really do something with that. But obviously for now I hope that they focus on the main game and don't get distracted by my nonsense.
And from this specific ecosystem on Soma, new beliefs are born, and now people believe that it's the gods themselves that are protecting, the safe side of Soma. And when the humans send hybrids on the dangerous side on Naraka, they tell them that they are on a godly mission, basically, and that the Diva Light is sent by the gods. And they tell them that.
Do you think that on the left there is people handing Diva Light over to one another? Because it kind of looks spherical and blue, like a pearl. I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to my theory that pearls are made of Diva Light, and that's the big shocking moment. So, hey, who knows? I'm definitely right.
But if they collect enough Diva Light, they could win their freedom and not be slaves anymore. It is something that almost never happens, and again, most of the hybrids die in this pretty cruel process.
Yeah, and you can see just how horrible the conditions. It almost feels like World War I on this side with trenches and and huge explosions as the meteorites crash into the side of the planet. And here we can see the hybrid monkeys who have a special mechanical glove that they wear in order to collect the Diva Light, which is incredibly volatile. It explodes in your face. And one of the stories about the hybrids that go on this side is that they have a certain quota that they have to attain, and if they don't attain that quota, then they don't get picked up in the end, and they just leave them to die. So it's an incredibly stressful area for the hybrid slaves.
Yeah, stressful is one way of putting it.
This speech talking about Ganesha City, the city where the demo is going to take place. Go ahead,
Exactly. So you saw the continent that looks much like India, and then we zoomed down, and this is the first outpost that grew and grew until they established this gorgeous city, which became known as the sacred city of Ganesha. And tourists come from all over the solar system in order to visit the temples that are in the upper city and to lounge in the bars and to have a good time. While in the depths of the city that are down at the bottom there, that's where the poorest elements, the pariah.
Again, if you watched my recap of stream number 3, Space Monkey Report number 3, you may remember me making fun of the fact that somebody would be standing on a hover car that's moving. Again, why is there someone standing on top of the hover car? Do these people not know how dangerous it is to stand on a normal car? It's dangerous to stand on a normal car even while it isn't moving. Now amplify that by at least 500 meters of height. I don't know. I don't understand why they are so insistent on having melee combat on top of cars. But okay, if that's what they want to do, then go off, I guess.
As the outcasts and all of the criminal elements of the city reside. And just before we move into the demo, the very last image, we're going to penetrate deep beneath the temples of Ganesha into this old abandoned temple where they're doing some illicit tests on the hybrids. And I'll let you guys discover what's going on in the demo itself. And it'll leave you in the able.
Those tests must be incredibly messed up if they're illicit tests on hybrids, considering that you're allowed to send hybrids to their deaths as slaves. You must be up to something really bad if you have to keep the experiments secret. So I don't actually remember if we see what those experiments are. So let's have a look.
Able hands of Guillaume and of Emile as they give you finally gameplay.
Yay!
Thank you guys. Thanks, Emile and Gab. We really appreciate it. Yeah, if you're just joining us, this is Space Monkey Report number 4, and we are going to be going on to a demo. We know you're going to have questions, so again, if you have any questions from the talk that Emile and Gab just gave, please let us know in the chat or at hashtag BGE, AskBGE, or on bgegame.com or in the forums. And let's take it away with the gameplay demo.
Okay, so we are starting.
This is the big moment.
This is it. So just before we start, everything that you're going to see in this demo is still work in progress. We are pre-alpha stage, so there are still some rough areas, but it was important for us as a team to share this with you, fans, Space Monkeys. So bear with us. We're a bit anxious, but let's get to it. So let's start this.
There's that arm again in the bottom center. I guess we'll never fully figure out whose arm that is. It doesn't look like Nox. The clothes are the wrong color. There's a pot or something in the way, which is slightly annoying now that I suddenly care so much about the identity of the arm haver. Oh well.
Commented demo. Let's go. Okay, so as I said, it's
Press that fucking start button.
build. However, here is what we have. We're going to start the demo with what you guys created, actually.
Exactly.
Because we've said that this is a demo that's been updated with the community created assets, art and music. So we wanted to start with your contribution into our common, actually, demo. So that's, Emile, you can let us know about this.
You see a lot of example of integrations from the community inside the demo, but this one is really interesting because it's actually a depiction of the Moksha's Gate we've been talking about, something that hybrids are dreaming about, for them. They hope that one day they will cross this gate and reach a safe heaven where they will live in complete freedom. And what I really like with this artwork, it shows that the hybrids, so they don't have so many means to create those artworks. They are doing it with what they found. Exactly, they do that with what they found, and this artwork is really interesting for that. It was the perfect place actually to put it at the beginning of the demo in this weird cave actually where our players are. Are moving.
It's quite emotional for us to show this because again, it's not only our work; it's the work we created together. So that's really great.
Exactly.
So BGE is an RPG action.
So I actually really like how much thought they put into where they're placing the artwork. It would have been very easy to just have a couple billboards and those billboards have art on them. So that's really nice to see. I bet the person that created this depiction of Moksha's Gate is beyond thrilled to have seen it, not just in the demo, but to see that it's actually somewhere where it makes sense to be logically. So that's really cool. I wish I had any artistic talent ever, to contribute anything of worth to the game. That would have been a lot of fun. But I'm happy for the people who managed to get their work featured, for sure.
To RPG, you can play alone or with your friends in co-op. Today's demo is going to be 2 players. So we have Audrey on the right of the screen and Johan on the left of the screen. Johan and Audrey picked their characters at the beginning of BGNE, so they are picking among the different DNAs that Emil was talking about earlier. And Johan picked the DNA shared with Nox, so it's a monkey DNA.
Hybrid monkey DNA.
Hybrid monkey DNA. He customized it to his liking, so with a different outfit, so black outfit, face tattoos, so it's really his character. Audrey picked a female character who shares the same DNA as Shani, the legendary character of the trailers. But she customized her character the way she wanted, with custom gear and custom costumes. So it's really, you play your own character. So what's happening here?
It's incredibly smart that they took the concept of everyone being clones, which actually was already a thing in the first game. They just never talk about it, where Paige is a hybrid clone. I know a lot of people probably thought he was some kind of alien, but he isn't. All the hybrids are clones of some kind. And it's really clever to have this excuse of clones in a game where they're going to need to have so many different body types that all animate differently, because obviously an ape and a shark and a cow and a bear and a crocodile are all gonna animate differently. So it's really smart of them that they went down a road where they didn't have to worry about, oh, this monkey is 10% bigger than this monkey, therefore the entire animation system breaks down. Instead, it's, no, this is what the shape of the character is always going to be like, and then by the looks of it, you're going to have a lot of options to further customize them. And that makes so much sense. It's really smart from a development perspective, I think. So clever, I like it.
We want to give an adventure flavor to BGNE too.
So yeah, our 2 players here, they have heard
He animates like such a little guy.
taking place in an underground abandoned temple of Ganesha City. And so they've entered this old abandoned temple, and now they're exploring it. They don't know what they're going to find out. It's very important. Exactly, they're on a quest. It's very important for us to have these mysteries, those investigations that you are going to lead to try to discover the darkest secrets, taking place in System 3.
Yeah, and so you're gonna have in the game many areas like this where you need to just search for your object, search for things, unveil the mysteries. It's key for us because we want this link with BGNE1 with this adventure flavor. We said in the beginning, BGNE2 is about make you feel as a space pirate captain. So gameplay-wise, really concretely gameplay-wise, we define 3 key abilities for you to use as a space pirate captain. These are the moves that you're going to be doing a lot. So you've got a gun, you can shoot. You've got
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Fight, close combat, and you've got jetpack, so you can fly around. So these are your 3 key abilities. And on top of that, we added another layer that we call augments.
What we call augments. So augments are actually specific power, specific abilities that you can equip either on your gun, your sword, or even on your character. And depending on where you equip them, it will change their effects. You can build specific decks or types of augments. Keep in mind that augments basically will define your playstyle as a space pirate captain.
And you're going to loot them, you're going
to unlock them and find the rarest.
So here we see that Audrey has been frozen.
Exactly. There is friendly fire, of course, on augments, so you can annoy your teammates when you play in groups of.
And the effects just accumulate to make some crazy
you can stack the effects of the augments. Yeah, very interesting also for that.
So once our demoists are finished fooling around with the augments, we're gonna continue the demo. So BGNE is a game you play alone, as I said, or with your friend in co-op. But in this game, you don't need to stick together in the universe. So here, Audrey is going to be parting ways with Johan for this small part, and so she's going to be going in this corridor. We're going to switch to Johan, who took another route. So Johan is exploring this part of the temple, and he's stumbling
Oh,
upon,
jeez.
this giant, this big, not giant, these big dustbins filled with hybrid monkey parts. So arms, legs, cut down to pieces. So it's a bit sad and a bit creepy. So it goes in with your investigation of knowing what's happening in this area, and
Hang on.
arms, legs, cut down to pieces.
Leave a comment below if you know someone who has that exact look on their face at all times. just leave the initials of someone that you know who has that look on their face.
So it's a bit sad and a bit creepy. So it goes with your investigation.
They did a really good job at
Yeah. And
making the
as a
ape
if you didn't
hybrid
fate
uh,
as an hybrid
human.
monkey, slave, then maybe you would have ended in this dustbin with your
in terms of facial animation.
hybrid monkeys.
Hybrids, yeah.
So now Johan is progressing carefully. We see in the distance that there's some light, and we can distinguish some enemies. So we're going to go back, switch to Audrey's point of view for the next part of the
Audrey
game.
is reaching the same room from above, and we can see those creepy scientists in the distance, making some weird.
Creepy
Now
scientists.
Audrey is using the spyglass, another very, very important equipment for space pirate captains. With the spyglass, you can.
So this is just like Metal Gear Solid 5.
And when you scan enemies, you can see that they are also equipped with specific augments.
Yeah, it's giving you a lot of information.
Exactly. Augments that you have can also be equipped on enemies. And depending of the augments equipped on the enemies, they will behave totally in different ways and attack you in different ways.
So yeah, okay. So what do we have here? Top left, we have their DNA, which interestingly, the scientists had a different DNA strand. I think they had 15 instead of 04. Yeah, they had DNA 15. So I guess for humans, there's going to be more variety than for hybrids. Considering that the hybrids were all made for one specific purpose each, and humans already had such a wide pool of differently talented people, I guess it makes sense that there would be more strands of more variants of human DNA than of hybrid DNA. But I guess we'll see more when they're scanning the ape hybrid, which I hope they're gonna do. Then let's see. Bottom left we saw with the scientists. They were from Chimera Corp. Which I wonder, is that the people who they work for? Or is that the company that manufactured them? That's kind of, or both. Chimera Corp could very well manufacture scientists for their own use. And this one, the security guard with the shark symbol in the bottom left. So again, is Shark a company that clones security personnel? Or is Chimera Corp the company that clones everyone and Shark is just the employer of this particular clone? Then on the right we see the augments that this particular clone has equipped. Pushback on bullets and pushback on a fist, which I assume means melee. And the pushback on melee has a little dangerous marker under it. So that could mean that their melee attack is especially dangerous, or that their augment is of a higher level than the same augment that they're using on their bullets. Unfortunately, we can't see what's in the bottom right, so that's a shame. But it's interesting. It's interesting. You see a lot of things here that kind of indicate whether you'd want to kidnap someone to get them as part of your crew, which, yeah, is like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker and Metal Gear Solid 5, which, yeah, that sounds like a good way of doing things. Finding rare people to recruit or Shanghai, depending on who they are.
So this guard is a pushback.
Exactly,
augment.
and the creepy scientists, they have some healing bullets. It means that they will be able to heal the guards during the fight, so you have to be careful about that. So if you want to take time to have the right strategy for
Oh, let's check something actually. Because,
environment, you can also scan.
okay, now everybody is marked as all the enemies are marked as dangerous. Okay, so it doesn't actually have anything to do with the augment.
So if you want to take time to have the right strategy for combat, it's always good, to scan your enemy first.
Yeah,
But
you're not forced.
exactly, if you don't want to
I
do
will
it,
do it,
and
but
rush
go
into
for
the
it.
action, you can also do it, of course. Just gives an extra layer.
Yeah, so I think that's the moment where we switch back to Johan and our
Exactly.
players are going to engage,
They are going to
these
engage the
enemies.
fight, so they can synchronize between themselves to really start the fight at the best moment and have the best strategy. So now we're going to go back on Johan.
So he's going to using
take his gun to shoot actually an augment. He's been shooting a freezing augment
yeah.
on one of the scientists. And the start is now fighting the big blue dome that you're seeing there is actually slowing down enemies. So once enemies enter this dome, they move very, very slowly. It's easier for you to hit them with your Ford.
and you can see that during the fight you can use the three basic abilities. So
exactly.
shooting, augments for example,
Yeah.
fighting with your sword, and also combining the jetpack so you can have actions from the
Yeah,
air down.
you
to
can launch some specific attack from your jetpack when you're flying above the enemies. So again, augments would be very, very important for you to succeed in your fight against the various enemies that you will meet in the game.
In this demo we have only a few augments,
Yeah,
and
very
JP
limited.
is going to be coming a bit later to show
To
you
give
the
you an
progress.
update about this.
And this is very important for us to share this.
Mm.
The main message we want to give to the players here is that we're bringing back melee combat from BGNE 1
Exactly,
to BGNE 2. That's the key thing.
Yeah.
So we're done.
Yeah, all the enemies have been taken.
Yeah, so that combat,
The
Yeah,
air down.
I mean, obviously it's in the early stages still,
Above the
but it looks serviceable.
yeah, augments
I don't think it looks particularly amazing.
against the various.
It looks very RPG-y, kind of like the new Assassin's Creed games,
Coming a bit later to show you.
where, yeah, obviously you're depleting a health bar instead of the approach that Beyond Good and Evil 1 had, where enemies just take a set number of hits to defeat, or people like the alpha sections can be taken out with 2 hits to the back. But it's too early to tell if this is going to be a grindy mess like Assassin's Creed has become, or if this combat is going to still be mostly skill-based. I desperately hope it'll be mostly skill-based and the augments are side grades rather than number upgrades like you see in everything from Destiny to Suicide Squad apparently. So let's hope it'll be more on the skillful side like the first game, just with additional options through the use of the jetpack and the augments. But we'll see. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look bad.
Very important for us to share this. The main message we want to give to the players here is that we're bringing back melee combat from BGNE 1
Exactly,
to BGNE 2.
exactly.
That's the key thing.
Yeah.
So we're done.
Yeah, all the enemies have been taken down, and now Johan is going to use the spyglass again. As you can see, one of the hybrids is not dead.
Almost.
Yeah, he's not in a good
Not
shape,
in
but
a
he's
good
not
shape.
dead. And you can scan him, and by scanning him, you will see that he has the skills of a mechanic.
Hybrid Monkey DNA 17. So either that means that, and it's an ape, not a monkey, but okay. Um, or who knows? Maybe monkeys just don't have tails, hybrid monkeys. Um, so DNA 17, this either means that there's 17 variants of hybrid monkey at least, but I kind of doubt that. Or that the DNAs are just numbered all sequentially, regardless of which species they belong to.
This is very important because, like I was saying, in the game you will be able to recruit your crew members among all the people you will meet. So you could, if you need a mechanic, you
On this one, it says mechanic, where it said dangerous on the enemies. So I guess that's how you can tell the difference between someone who's gonna attack you and someone you can recruit.
could actually recruit this guy to put him in your crew. We're not showing too much of this today, but keep in mind that building the best crew possible is very, very important in Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yes, as we said, so you've got three key abilities: your sword, your gun, and your jetpack. And so that's on the micro gameplay part of things. And on a larger scale, to define our space pirate experience, we want you to have your space captain, your crew, and your ship.
Yes.
So these are the three big pillars. Talking of ships, here are some. They are conveniently parked here for the purpose of the demo. The main thing here is that any vehicle you see in the game, you can drive it, you can fly it. So this overbike, this fighter, you can fly them. Our demoists are going to give us a tour through outside of this temple into.
I completely forgot how much gameplay they actually had already shown.
So this is our in-game version of the city that you saw is in our trailers. So that's the same place. As I said already, you can part ways. Johan is going to be doing his stuff and still be in the same session, but we will follow Audrey, who's going to give us a tour of the inside of Ganesha City. So we start with the lower part of the city,
Yeah, you can see
where the hybrids are living.
You can see the shanty towns where the hybrids are living right over there.
It's a kind of a segregation going on
Yeah.
in this city, with hybrid
Totally,
living
totally.
down in the shanty towns
Yeah.
and humans living up in the upper part of the city. We're gonna make a spotlight on this
On the
giant
left, you can see
fresco
a beautiful example of the community creation.
created by you.
Exactly, these murals, religious murals
It's
depicting,
really
of
beautiful.
course, the divinity Ganesha. And as you can see, we had this huge wall, so we had to put it there. Keep in mind that there will be many places, especially in huge city, to display actually creations from the community. So this will be a unique way for you guys to actually see your creations in the final game.
In the same way, you can pick up any vehicle and drive it. You can land any place in the city. There's no problem. You can enter a lot of places as well. We'll see this in a moment. We really like this position in Ganesha City on the foot of this huge statue. And this statue is mixing high-tech elements such as hologram and old-style statues. And we really like this very specific atmosphere that it brings to Ganesha City and to science fiction as we see it.
It still really bothers me that Devilite is this incredibly valuable resource that people are dying to get, literally, and then they're gonna go ahead and use it to project a scepter or whatever it was into a statue's hand. That seems like such a waste.
You can see there's a lot of traffic in the city, but we'll see in the updated videos on the traffic that we'll have later that we've improved this a lot over the past few months. In the city, so you've got the traffic, you've got statues, but you also got some specific locations, such as here you can see the police station that's guarded with scouting ships, police scouting ships, and also a heavy frigate. you can use your spyglass to have information on everything, and it's kind of an upgraded version of the camera
Camera
that's,
from the
from
first game,
BGNE one.
exactly. Yeah.
So you can take pictures and etc. But you
Yeah.
can do much more with this spyglass. Here we're scanning the traffic to see what kind of vehicles are there. Here we're scanning this building to see it's a temple. You can enter this temple the
Yeah.
same way we were in
Exactly,
a few minutes
exactly.
ago. There's a bank here if you want to do some robbery or if you just want to withdraw money.
Yeah.
To go to that shop, for example.
Yeah. For a pirate, all these locations are opportunities.
Yeah.
You can steal those places, you can attack them, you can
Yeah.
also choose to actually buy something.
Exactly.
If you
You
want to
can
be a
buy-
nice pirate.
Exactly. In
you
the,
can do
in the
it,
shop,
yeah.
you can buy augments, you can
Yeah,
buy
exactly.
gear, you can buy new outfits. So it's really up to your liking. So here,
So I feel like it's going to be really interesting, the difference between a good guy pirate and bad guy pirate playthroughs. I imagine playing as a relatively good pirate is going to be a hell of a lot more difficult than playing as a bad one, just because you'll be able to save all your money for something that you can't steal. Plus, you'll get more money from stealing a lot of stuff. On the other hand, it really depends on how effective law enforcement is going to be in this game. If they're an actual threat, then doing a bank robbery might actually be more fun than just walking in, grabbing the money, and then flying straight up until you're out of atmosphere. If the law enforcement can actually keep up with you and pose a threat to turn the whole thing into an exciting encounter instead of just a quick slap fight and then you run away. So I'm kind of very curious to see what level of morality is going to be easier versus which is going to be the most rewarding.
here Audrey is gonna steal
Still, yeah.
another
Borrow?
borrow another overbike. So in this version, there's no police coming after you for this, but it's coming into this version. So here, what we are listening to is also a community-created asset, and especially music for Radio Cheetah.
Yeah, the Space Pirate
Space Pirate
radio.
Radio, yes, exactly. So we'll leave
Yeah.
you to listen to this. So Johan is still here playing with us. So we are coming to this location. That's the gate of Ganesha City Main Street. It's the opening of the city, and it's a place where tourists from all over System 3 are like to come and to take pictures of
yeah.
this giant Ganesha statue that we're going to visit a bit later in the demo. Yeah. So now we say that BGNE 2 is about your character, your being yourself and expressing yourself in the game. So you can do it with your captain, Space Pirate Captain, but also with your ships.
Yeah, basically keep in mind that all the aspect of your pirate fantasy, you will be able to customize them in the game. So you will be able to customize, of course, your small ships, the fighters, as we call them, but you will be also able to customize in the same way your huge mothership that we will see
A bit later.
in the demo. So here, Audrey is playing with the various modules that are composing her fighter and changing completely, of course, the visual aspect of this fighter, but also changing the way this ship
specs,
will,
the
exactly
handling,
the handling and the way you pilot this ship. She's also playing with the gear, and she will finish with all the cosmetic elements to customize her ship. So the color palette, of course, but also the pattern, and she will finish this by putting an
So let's have another look at that. Yeah, I absolutely adore being able to customize flying machines in anything. They're not quite airships, but spaceships are also pretty cool. I like how many different, drastically different shapes there are that you can combine at will. That's definitely cool. I wonder how many of those you have to unlock. I hope you don't have to buy any of them with real money because that would just instantly ruin the game for me because I refuse to do that. And yeah, different portions of the ship, different weaponry. You can see here what looks like lasers, what looks like missiles. I guess one of these is gonna be bombs. One of these is probably repair pods, like in the first game. Maybe those are a thing too. Maybe kind of like the scientists, you can use them to heal your allies too. That would be kind of neat. So yeah, and then picking a color palette. It's kind of a shame that it looks like you can't just pick any combination of colors, but I guess they wanted things to still look good and not absolutely terrifyingly terrible. Or maybe they wanted to avoid people using pride flags because that's too political for Ubisoft, so. Ugh. Cowards.
An emblem, pirate logo on her ship, and you will see that as soon as she has finished the ship, she will be able to play with this ship in the demo.
Instantly,
Exactly,
you get into
created.
the ship. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Go back.
in the distance, Johan, as you can see, as he approached a bit too close to the big statue, the big Geisha
So we switched to
statue.
the
Exactly.
point of view.
And there are rules in this city, and it attracted the police. And the police is now attacking Johan. So Audrey is going to try to join him
He's
to
taking some hits.
exactly to help him fight all those small
He's a bit
police.
outnumbered.
Exactly, a small police fighter. And there's also a big frigate there, and our two players are not strong enough at the moment to take down this frigate, so they have to make sure that they take down this small ship and try to escape. As you can see, we have this pretty nervous dogfight that is...
Now we're back on Audrey.
Exactly, Audrey is coming to help Johan. There will be also fights with big motherships. Those fights will play totally differently. It will be much slower. You will have to move your ship around the other one and fight at the right moment. Exactly, exactly. But the dogfights are, they play like this.
And there's something we need to add is that you have augments for your ships
Exactly.
as well.
Yeah,
as
for instance, you could have healing missiles and you could shoot them at some friends
Okay, there we go.
during the co-op fight. So they're doing a pretty good job taking down all those small
Small ships, yeah.
small fighters from the police.
And as we said, so here is the big
Exactly, big
frigate,
frigate, yeah.
and they're a bit
Yeah,
too
it's
weak
clearly
for
too
now.
strong. You're seeing that the missiles don't break it, so
So they're gonna have to escape from here. But before this, we asked Johan to go very close to the head of the statue
so you can see the details. Yeah,
to show you the details of this giant statue that was built by the inhabitants of Ganesha
probably
City.
built by Hybrid Slave, by the way.
Probably,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
The dark side of the statue.
exactly.
So Audrey is now putting a marker on her mother.
Okay. Okay, hydration break over. It's like 30 degrees outside in September. Global warming. Okay, where were we?
Other ship, which is parked a bit further away from the city. It's a few thousand kilometers away, so we're going to be going to that place. But don't worry, because we have really big speeds in the game. We'll be there in no time. So
Stay with us.
stay with us. Before this, Audrey will do a small stunt close to the statue.
Yeah. Pretty risky.
Yes, thank
Nice.
you. And she's going to fly over Ganesha City. So that's the city we were in a few minutes ago. We're going to aim at Cameron Spaceport, this city, and then take up the sky to the to Audrey's mothership. And now that's my favorite moment of the demo. I'm saying to everyone, please take a moment to remember where we were 10 minutes ago. We were inside a hidden temple beyond the surface of Ganesha City. We fought a close quarter combat with some guards and scientists. Then we escaped through the city with overbikes and through the traffic. We fought against the police around the giant statue and then flew to this location on top of the planet. So really, in a few minutes, we went seamlessly from a small interior to the grand view of the full planet.
Exactly.
And that's one of the key things in BGNE 2. It's that difference of scales that you can feel during the gameplay and transitioning from a small scale, like a human scale, to a planetary scale and going through the spaceship scale. So it's very mind-boggling, and that's what really drives us to move forward. We want that feeling to be super cool.
Yeah, okay, I didn't talk for a while there because it was just interesting to listen to. The degree to which everything just loads in seemingly effortlessly is just incredibly impressive and honestly well worth the money they spent on it, I think, just in terms of technological innovation. I really hope that they're going to use this technology in Star Wars Outlaws. Just because it would be a shame to only use it on Beyond Good and Evil and nothing else. I think people of other fandoms should also be able to enjoy an engine that can create something just incredibly impressive. So, yeah, I know a lot of people are worried that the Star Wars game kind of replaced Beyond Good and Evil in Ubisoft's plans. I'm not too worried about that, not for any particular reason. I just refuse to be, I guess. And yeah, I hope that they use the Star Wars game as a chance to try out the engine, refine it maybe, and then put that level of refinement back into Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's, of course, wishful thinking based on the assumption that the game is still in development, which, I mean, they're still hiring, so let's hope it is.
A quick comment about the
Oh, yeah,
mothership
sorry.
of Audrey. She customized her mothership to make it look like the Gala, the famous mothership from of the Kini,
Yeah.
the one we've been showing in our two trailers. But you can imagine that you can customize it in a totally different way.
And it's roughly 500 meters
Yeah,
long.
it's pretty
So
long.
it's a really big.
Pretty huge ship, yeah.
So Audrey has exited her spaceship, or fighter, sorry, and you can see a very rough effect on her character. It's just a work in progress effect to show you that you've got a shield when you are out in the open. You can breathe with no difficulty. If you want to see a better looking version, look at the 2018 trailer
Yeah, our last
when
trailer.
Shani is exiting her space fighter to go to the
To space,
to the space, and she has this kind of effect. I was talking about scale, so it's
Yeah.
very important for us to have links between the different scales
Yeah.
of gameplay. So this
So, yeah, this
geoglyph is kind of
This is another great example of community,
Community created.
creation. Yeah, this is a giant geoglyphs. We want to have several geoglyphs like this on the surface of the different planets. These-
reminds us of the Nazca line.
Exactly. So this has been created by the community, and the idea is that when you see a geoglyph like this from space, when you are flying above the planet, these geoglyphs are actually hints for treasures hidden on the ground of the planet, or maybe
Or
secret,
mysteries.
yeah,
or
mystery secret entrance to temples. And the idea is that we want you to come closer to this geoglyph and land on the ground of the planet to try to find the secret inside this geoglyph.
Yeah, it's a way for us to attract you to the surface of the planet
Exactly.
from outer space.
Yes.
That's actually pretty clever. I far prefer using those geoglyphs as hints over just I marked a location on your map. You know the ones, you know the people who tell you that in video games. So yeah, that's cool, and especially because it's community made too, which just adds another level of oh, that's neat to the whole thing. So yeah, no, I definitely prefer that. I especially love how these geoglyphs make the ones you see in Tears of the Kingdom look tiny, and that's just kind of funny considering how massive everything in that game is.
We are going to use the spyglass again to look at Ganesha City from this distance. You will see that we can scan everything in the game, including large cities.
Ganesha City is pretty far away at that point.
It is,
and
but
we're zooming on it.
we're zooming on it. We see the information,
Yeah.
Ganesha City, and we can even see the giant
The statue. Yeah.
that we flew around a few minutes ago. It's here. It's rendered in real time by our engine. So if
And
Really,
Yes,
go ahead.
traffic is still running in the city at
Exactly.
that moment. Everything is still
if
there.
Johan, our co-op player, is in the city, we can join him again, and there's no loading, nothing. It's all seamless. And when we
The legendary Scotsman Callum Cameron founded that spaceport. Jew? Oh, is that a U? Why does it say Jew? Joe. Never know what is lying around just waiting for us to steal in a spaceport full of engineering tech. Wait, so this was founded by. Oh no, okay. I think I understand now. The Callum that's a pirate is a clone of this legendary Callum. Right? Because otherwise, that legendary Callum founded a spaceport and then joined a pirate crew, and now pirates are constantly raiding a spaceport founded by one of the most famous pirates in the solar system. I don't understand. I don't understand the logic here, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
when we say seamless, we mean that not only we can go from scales to different scales in the same time, but also the different systems are crossing themselves seamlessly. This is our universe map. So it's not a regular 2D map of the game universe. It's a real thing. This is the planet that we were on a few minutes ago, rendered normally, and it's just a point of view that we give to you. So here we can see the giant geoglyph here that Emil and I just talked about. We can see Ganesha City. We've placed icons so that you can conveniently find your way back to the places you've been already. We've got some question marks to tease you on some new stuff. And earlier in the stream, Gab and Emil showed you a concept art of the planet of Soma, and this is what you see here. So we've got New India, and if we rotate the planet on the left, then we see Naraka. So that's the side that's hit by meteorites,
Yeah, exactly.
and it exists in the game already.
You can see those huge craters, created by all those meteorite showers, falling on the ground of the planet. This side of the planet, Naraka, of course, there are no cities there. You can't build a city like Ganesha City on this side of the planet. But if you want, you can go and explore it as a space pirate.
And as we saw in the artwork, there are some mines for
Exactly, there will be things to explore, of course, on this side of the planet.
but it's a very dangerous part of the planet that you cannot really settle in.
No.
If we zoom back again a bit, we see that this is the planet we are working on. It's very big in size, as you see. Ganesha City is small, but we can even zoom back and to see in real time. Again, it's in game. It's not an image. We see the real Soma, the real Deus, which is the gas giant Soma is rotating around, and it's rendered by our simulation actually. And if we zoom back again, we see the whole system 3. And again, this is your zone for playing.
the area that you'll have to explore in the game. This is a great moment to talk about our day and night cycle.
Yep.
We didn't code any day and night cycle in this game. The day and night cycle is created by the fact that planets are
By the
rotating
simulation.
around the sun. So we have actually a solar system simulation in the game created.
Oh, wait, we got stuff in the top left corner. Okay, Agni. It is an inhabitable planet in the Surya solar system where temperatures reach 1000 degrees Kelvin. In such a scorching environment, the top layer of the planet is completely melted, creating a massive roiling ocean of lava. Agni provides a tremendous source of energy to Surya system industries. Yeah, okay. 1000 degrees Kelvin is like 800-ish degrees Celsius, so that's pretty intense. I don't quite know why it's a tremendous source of energy. Maybe just solar energy, maybe? I don't know. Do they even need solar energy considering they have dualite?
That cycle is created by the fact that planets are
By the
rotating.
simulation.
Darius is a giant gaseous planet named after the Hindu god of the sky. It has a solid rocky core surrounded by hydrogen and helium and hurricane winds of up to 2,000 kilometers per hour. Okay.
Around the sun. So
I don't actually know if that's a lot. I don't know anything about hurricanes. It sounds like a lot. It sounds like it would like kill a man.
we have actually a solar system simulation in the game created this day and night
So
cycle.
we've got beautiful sunsets,
Exactly.
but they are, procedurally generated
Exactly.
sunsets. So we're back on Audrey, and actually we're going to switch to Johan to end up this demo. I said several times that you can part ways with your co-op friends in the game and then join again without all of this seamlessly. And that's you can do it in a small dungeon, you can do it in a city, but you can also do it across the whole universe. So here Johan is a living ground, and you can see that because he's still in the atmosphere, there is air friction on his spaceship. As soon as he's going to be out of the atmosphere, the effects of the flames are going to diminish like this, meaning no air friction anymore, and now he can reach speeds that are huge speeds.
Yeah.
Audrey,
Huge speeds, ludicrous speeds.
here on the planet. So as I said, everything is happening in the same universe completely seamlessly. I think that's the end of
Exactly,
our game demo. So we are really happy that we shared
Oh, that's a shame. I could have gone for another 20 minutes of gameplay.
with this game really is to make Ubisoft their own space opera, where you embody a space pirate captain and you develop it and you customize it and you become a pirate legend.
Thank you,
We're
guys.
done. We're done.
We're done.
Help
Don't
us.
expect anything else.
There you go, Space Monkeys. Thank you so much for sharing this this demo with the Space Monkeys. I know it's been a wait. People have been looking forward to it. We really appreciate it. Again, if you have questions, which I'm sure you do, go into the chat on the forums or hashtag AskBGE, and we will try to answer as best as we can. And now we have a new
Here comes a new challenge.
person who is spawned, Audrey, who is level design director, and she's also world.
That is the most
famous,
French name.
Yes, that's the Audrey we wanted
Yes.
to
Say
see
their
about.
name.
It's the same one. And she's also she has a lot of stuff around here. She's also in charge of integrating the artworks into.
Okay, hang on. Where's the mouse? We gotta do this now. We gotta do this right now. Audrey Shock. Oh god, I'm not even gonna pretend I know how to spell that. Choquette Leroy. Oops, I put one too many sounds. Okay, never mind. I was gonna check what else she's done. Um, because yeah, experience would be nice to see on a project this big. But if she's a level design director, then I'm sure she's designed some levels before.
Say their name.
It's the same one. And she's also she has a lot of stuff around here. She's also in charge of integrating the artworks into the demo and to the game, as you saw earlier during the demo. So Guillaume, if you could give us kind of a reminder about the whole Hit
Yeah.
Record program, why we're doing this.
Yes, so we knew from a long time that we wanted the community to contribute to making the game with us. It's really something that we wanted, and we found the perfect partner with Hit Record a few years ago. We announced at E3 this year that we would be doing this, and we did this actually. So we worked our way over the past 6 months with the community, with the team, working on briefing the team, briefing the community, sorry, on the assets that we needed, namely images and music. And Emile, Audrey, and the rest of the team really worked in collaboration with the Hit Record guys. Hey guys, at Hit Record, we love you. The community, we love you as well. To actually be making these assets that we now have integrated in the game. We showed some of them. We have many more of them that are not integrated yet, but maybe Emile, you can talk us through the process.
Talk about the process. Actually, Hit Record, they've been great on this side. They've helped us a lot with this because we received a lot of contributions,
Yeah.
maybe more than we expected actually, which is
Over
always good,
12,000
always a
mark.
good thing. So they selected the one they thought were actually the most interesting and the one that were fitting the best with the world that we are currently developing. And we have been reviewing all those great contributions, selected the one we liked the most, asked some modifications to tweak them and make them even better, and especially make sure that they could fit into our world, because it's very, very important for us to make sure that all these great pieces of art will end up in the final game. It's very, very, very key to us.
A bunch of people firing their lasers at Moksha's gate. Okay. Freedom lies beyond. I can't quite make out what that is supposed to be. Is it supposed to be like a... Oh no, that's also Moksha's gate, isn't it? It's also Moksha's gate. The negative spaces.
So we've been a bit picky with with everybody, with the guys at Hit Record, and also with the community, and everybody has been working great, and making all those creations even better, and we're very, very happy with the final result.
We need to emphasize the fact that it's a collaborative
Exactly.
process. So we've worked with the community to create this kind of
Yes.
artwork.
And as we saw here, there were some in the demo that we saw that were integrated. We obviously can't put everything in the demo. You just saw some that flew by on the screen. If you want to see more, if you want to hear more, you can watch our live stream, our Space Monkey Report number 3 from last month, or you can go to the hitrecord.org/bggame site to see everything in the final stages, and that will be eventually integrated into the game. And speaking of integration, Audrey, could you tell us a little bit about how that process goes?
First, we need to find the place where we are going to integrate the Hit Record contribution. My favorite one are the murals, because they are big, but we need big walls and flat walls to be perfectly integrated. It's like I really want to have Ganesha City as an open sky museum for contribution from Hit Record. It's like murals are like monuments. Yeah, you are driving through the city and they are giving you some references points to navigate, to not being lost. So I think that's really important. They have to be highly recognizable, and you have to do some specific shape, color, themes. Using whatever you need to do, they have to be seen from far and from near you. But we still have to do a bit of work on our part. For example, we had this yellow elephant. It was very great. Everyone on the team really loved it. But when we tried to integrate it on the wall, it felt like a sticker. It was a bit sad. So we asked our level artist Adrian to put some frescoes all around it, and now it's much better, and that's really cool. And I think that now that we try to integrate some hit record contribution, we could give better feedback to the community and work together better.
Yeah, it's true that. Sorry, go ahead, Emil. Yeah.
We just what always say basically that we want those creations to really shine, in the game and integrate those creations the perfect way possible.
Yeah, and what we did with this first batch of contributions is we did a test actually. We tried. We didn't know in the first place if it was going to be successful. We hoped it would be, and we put all the work necessary for it to be. But it ended up being successful. So we're going to continue working.
Those are
this way.
beautiful frescoes
Yeah.
that we saw.
Yeah.
So
Oh boy, hit record. They always pour so much time into hit record, and I'm sure everyone who got into the game was always just paying very close attention to their time in the spotlight, where something that they worked on is going to be talked about or shown or played. But man, there really isn't much to say about it. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry, my phone distracted me, which is just wonderful. Okay, it should stop doing that now. Anyway, yeah, hit record. I don't have much to say. I just wanted to chime in again to let you know that I'm still here, just to suffer.
So thank you again to the community.
Yeah, really good job.
Great. And so let's hear from our partners at Hit Record. They're going to talk to us a little bit about, on their side of things, how the experience went working on Beyond Good and Evil 2 and the community.
Hello, I'm Mike.
Just as I thought they were done.
Projects on our site. I'm Ray. You might have seen me leading up the music side of things. We just wrapped up all of the art and music projects we've been developing together over the past few months. And so we just wanted to take a minute to thank everyone who contributed to the Beyond Good and Evil 2 community collaboration and highlight a few of the outstanding pieces you all created together.
Yeah, we obviously can't cover every awesome piece of music and art you've been collaborating on in this video, but we wanted to shout out
But you're gonna try.
has been involved.
On the music side of things, the community has been collaborating on songs and stingers to play on the radio and in various locations in the world of BGE2. It was so cool to see musicians, artists, and fans of the game all come together, building off of each other to create these finished pieces. For example, we made a song called Throw 'em in the Brig, which is a heavy rock anthem about a space pirate captain who's let his power get to his head. The song began with an idea from The Last Domino with just a hook figured out.
Throw him in the brig!
Then Adam J. Smith came in with an amazing instrumental that set the basis for the song. From there, we got a great vocal performance and a set of lyrics from C.A. Newman, who became our space pirate captain. And right at the very end, we got a really cool idea from Kindy to add a third verse where the crew turns on their own captain to stage a mutiny, and it became the perfect ending for this song. We also had so many great international contributions. Our song Onwards started with an instrumental from New Antique that had a really unique vibe. Community members from around the world then started contributing lyrics in Japanese, French, Tagalog, and more, and the song became this fantastic multilingual piece that fits perfectly with BGE2's mix of.
They're really proud of the Tagalog thing, huh? Don't they have any other African languages they can shout out? Tagalog got a turn last time. I'm sure there's more. There's more than just Tagalog. Obviously, it's nice that Tagalog gets another shout out because if a single young person plays this game and hears Tagalog, which in this case is their native language or the language that one of their parents taught them in a video game, they're going to feel so incredibly cool about it. And I'm really excited for that to happen for some people. But come on, you gotta have shoutouts for other languages too, right?
Cultures. We also made a bunch bunch of radio stingers for the space radio station Radio Cheetah. One example is called Bag of Candy. LQ Forest uploaded the idea for this stinger initially, and we got lots of ideas for how to develop it further. Epic the Butcher gave a great VO performance, along with other additions from Connor Cronus, Unicorn Salient, and Hamster Alliance, and it was all brought together by C.A. Newman.
Give me a bag of candy!
And on the visual side of things, it's been so inspiring to see the BGE fans embracing the game universe and creating artwork that might live in this unique world. Space Monkeys have been collaborating on posters and murals and graffiti that players will be able to see on the walls of various locations in the game. One of the many awesome pieces is Put Those Screams to Action. VitraShark combined a sketch of an angry monkey by Rudy Mary and an awesome illustration by Clara L. Vegel Grady to create this awesome revolutionary poster. Ideas from the community have actually inspired the team at Ubisoft as they
there it is. This one goes also goes really fucking hard. I really like it. I like it. Put those screams to action. That's good. That's a good message for this setting, I feel.
Revolutionary poster. Ideas from the community have actually inspired the team at Ubisoft as they developed the game. A great example of this are the pieces of album artwork the community has collaborated on for some of the Space Pirate Radio songs we've been developing. Artists on the site just organically started creating album designs. And the BGE2 team really loves seeing this creativity, and these album designs will now be incorporated into the game too.
Like we said earlier, these are just a few of the many awesome pieces of art and music that we've developed together. A huge thank you to everyone who's contributed.
Yeah, there were over 12,000 contributions from people all over the world. It's been so great seeing everyone come together, Hit Recorders, Space Monkeys, and those of you who are new to both communities to collaborate together to create some amazing art and music for BGE2.
And to all you Space Monkeys who joined the site for this collaboration, we're so happy to have you and hope you keep contributing to all sorts of projects on Hit Record.
So, what's next? We're finalizing all the assets we're delivering to the BGE2 team, and we're resourcing each piece. As a reminder, just like every monetized Hit Record production, if your contribution is used in one of the final pieces we deliver to the BGE2 dev team, you will be paid.
In the first half of January, we're going to post community payment proposals to our website. Everyone who has a contribution included will be notified and can participate in a 2-week open feedback period we have anytime payment proposals go out.
Yeah, we made a video explaining our payment process for this project that you can find on our site, along with much more helpful info.
If you have any questions, reach out to us. You can email us at support@hitrecord.org or find us on the site, and we'll answer any questions you may have.
Big thanks to Ubisoft for giving us and our community this awesome opportunity. And thank you once again.
Thanks.
Oh, glitter hat. Oh yeah, we need the glitter hat. It's a tradition. Okay, thank you. This is not Emile anymore, as you can see. Thank you, Emile. Sorry, I forgot to say thank you for all of the speech and the demo and everything. I know it's a bit tiring, but hey, we've got JP here, JP Caro, who is a content director, and he's going to talk to us a little bit later about Captain and Augments. And so this is the
I don't know what a content director does. Jean-Philippe Caro. Okay. Okay, where's the fucking mouse? Okay. Jean-Philippe Caro. Not Caron, Caro. There we go, has a Moby Games page. Special thanks. Creative director. Level designer. Okay. Worked on the cinematics in Beyond Good and Evil. That's good. That's a good sign. Oh, Zombie U, creative director. Zombie U had good creative direction, I think. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Good. Good person to have on the team, I feel.
and Augments. And so This is the dev update part, so can you please update us devs?
Yes. So I'm gonna update you guys because I'm a dev.
Yes.
We've prepared three videos actually to show you on some specific aspects of some features of the game, the progress we've made over the past few months, namely on the traffic in the city. Audrey is going to talk to us about this. We've put together a small artistic direction on animations, and then JP is going to tell us about the progress we've made on the perks. On the augments, we said that we would say that on the augments, and I'm the one who's messing up. So we're going to show you some videos, and the videos have been made.
Oh, more gameplay.
The music created by the community, so we're using a lot the assets that are created by you guys.
Okay, just some flying. People who look like they're having fun. Obviously they're on camera, so they better.
So since last E3, we worked a lot on the traffic. You know, it's our little baby on the city team. We worked on the density of the traffic. We worked on the line and the path, and we worked on the behavior. You know, when you are driving with your spaceship in the city, the crowd is very small, so you don't really see them, and when you're flying above, it's worse. So it's really important for us to have a living traffic, because it's giving the sense of life in the city. So it's our little baby. But it's a space opera. The streets are really huge. The city is vertical, so we need a really, really huge amount of vehicle on screen to have this sense of a busy and living city. So that's quite a challenge for us, really. But I want to say that my favorite part of the demo is when we leave, you know, the temple, we're on the tunnel, and you can see the city. You have the giant buildings, and you have all the traffic lines above you. And this feeling is pretty awesome. You know, I have always an epic sound in my mind, like, ah, and it's really, really cool. I really love what we are making with the traffic.
She
But
does demos and she sings as well.
yeah, in my head, only in my head. I promise, only in my head.
It was not in your head this time.
No,
We heard it just to make sure you realize.
but usually it's a Jurassic Park thing, because you know, because I feel really small when I see it. All it's so big around me, you know. So, but in the demo, you know, the traffic is a bit static, and we worked a lot on the behavior. Not the ships are trying to avoid you, for example. Not all the time. It's
I don't know. I feel like they figured out how to do traffic in video games a long time ago, including in Beyond Good and Evil 1. So I don't know why this is such an important point to discuss this much right now. JP, Jean-Philippe looks like a very serious man.
They are honking as well.
yeah, they're honking as well. So the team did a really good job, and the cool part about the traffic is that you can hijack any vehicle you want. You saw me in the demo taking a motor speeder.
So speaking of hijacking vehicles, we're going to show you right now a video with some captain and vehicle research that we've been working on.
I always had a bigger dream than you to be a captain of a badass pirate crew. Well, it's just a fantasy, so we knew this was the day my big feet had to fill the chutes. Bells and whistles, alarms going off, and it seems like a robbery in progress. A ragtag group of pirates with a monkey leading the charge, heading my way. Better run, Forrest. Long before I knew I was running with the crew, and I had to jump off.
Better run, Forrest. Do you think Forrest Gump is still going to be remembered 350 years from now in a different universe? Or galaxy? People are going to be like, what do you mean better run? Forests can't run. What are you talking about?
Off the train into a spaceship that was waiting. Now I'm rolling back
And so in this video, you saw some research about the captain, the actual character you're going to play. And we're going to also show you another video with some research for animation in terms of augments and yes, exactly, combat.
They really love that augment that catapults people away. So that was kind of interesting there. They talked about how you can stack augments on top of one another, and I wonder if that's the case here, where we earlier saw an augment that slowed people down. They called it freezing. And we saw one that was kind of a chain lightning. I wonder if this is a single augment where, it arcs over to other enemies and also slows them down. Or if this is a combination of the arcing between enemies and slowing down augments of two separate ones. That's kind of interesting. They're prototyping with cards and dice here. I wonder what exactly it is they're doing here. Unfortunately, I'm watching this on a really old television right now, so I cannot make out any of the text here. But yeah, that's interesting that there's some kind of prototyping happening with cards and dice and a battle map.
So as you saw in the beginning of the video, Jipei, so he's going to talk to us a little bit more about what's the philosophy behind the augments. I know we saw them in the demo. Can you talk to us a little bit about it?
Guillaume already talked about with Emile former. As you saw in the video, the augments will help you a lot during combat. You can defeat your enemy with your melee fighting, but you will always need to use augments to put the situation on your advantage. So it's something really strong. You can do many stuff. You have seen in the video that you can become invisible, you can reverse everything, you can do stuff like this. And what is important is that the technology is something you can earn by picking it around in all the universe. You will have to make a collection of it, so you will have to explore the whole universe and look for more augments to put them in your collection, then equip them. Once you equip them, it will define your playstyle, so you can team up with friends and with your own playstyle take advantage. You can combine, of course, augments to generate new situations. And what you will have to take care of that enemy also will use perks, augments, bing, and
perks, augments.
Yeah, and you will be able to find those augments also in different dungeons, for example, or during the traffic. You can use them with your ships, and so it's something really important in the game.
Also not only on the characters, enemies, but also on the environment.
On the environment, and you can apply them in the environment too. If you want to paralyze a human body, you can do it, but you can paralyze objects as well. Yes, and the system is responding on this. So that's really great and really powerful.
Cool. Well, thanks for the updates, devs.
Yeah.
And
You're welcome.
we're at the end, coming to the end of Space Monkey Report number 4. And we really appreciate you guys joining us. And speaking of joining us, one last little announcement of
yes, you're right.
people joining us.
I thought to ask people to join the Space Monkey program, which we do. But we want to talk about the latest addition to the BGNE dev team family. So we're welcoming Ubisoft Blue Byte studio in Mainz. Welcome, guys, to the family.
There's so many people. Well, there were so many people working on this game 4 years ago. I really hope that all that work isn't going to go to waste because a lot of incredibly talented people are working on this, both talented and experienced, and people who are both talented and experienced are working on this. And it would be such an incredible shame if nothing came of it. That would just be devastating, devastatingly depressing.
We are working with these guys. You can shoot it now. The video. Now.
Okay, let's look them up. Ubisoft Blue Byte. Oh, they're in Germany, okay. The Settlers, Rainbow Six Siege, and Anno 1800. Okay. I don't know how well received any of those games are, and two of them at least aren't out yet. I don't know if The Settlers is out. I don't really keep track of that series at all. But if they worked on Rainbow Six Siege, that's a good sign. That's a good game, apparently. Okay. Oh, they have... okay. 3 separate studios. They're... serious. Oh, okay. That's... Anno is out, and The Settlers is out. Okay, let's look up real quick. This is interesting to me. It doesn't have to be interesting to you. The Settlers, New Allies. Ooh, 60% from PC Gamer. Let's see. Let's just bite the bullet and check Metacritic. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, people weren't the biggest fans of it. Okay. And Anno 1800. Okay, that's better. So, hit or miss studio. I'm sure under the right guidance, if they're working on somebody else's project, they're gonna be just fine. They're gonna be just fine.
And so as you saw on the map that we showed previously, so Mainz is the latest edition, but we've been working for quite some time with Ubisoft in Sofia, Ubisoft in Barcelona, Ubisoft in Bordeaux as well, and of course a lot of talented people in Montpellier. So it's a team that's growing, and everybody around Europe is committed to bring you more of BGNE2 soon.
And as Guillaume said, if you're not already a space monkey, you shouldn't have been watching this. But no, you can. There's always time.
Unwatch it.
There's always time to sign up to be a space monkey. We've got a lot of good stuff coming your way. Happy holidays. Have a great end of the year, and we will see you guys in 2019.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye everyone.
Have a great. Okay, so that's the end of that. Whew. That was a bigger undertaking than I thought it would be. Overall, yeah, no, this was a really impressive stream, I think. Obviously, it's kind of a bummer that it's old and that we could have been getting updates like this more regularly, but didn't. And this one set the bar really high. It is definitely, unless there's something about the fifth one that I don't remember, and I'm gonna probably watch the fifth one later today to get some thoughts prepared for it for the next video. Unless there's something amazing about the fifth one, this is probably the strongest Space Monkey report, and there's a lot to like about it. I really enjoyed all the gameplay they showed off. And yeah, it definitely looked like at the time it was coming along just fine. Let's see if we can find her. Moby Games usually is a good resource. She has such a long name that Audrey Choquette Leroy, maybe? No, there's a different Audrey and a different Leroy. And in Baldur's Gate 3, there's a Leroy. I'm sorry, Miss Choquette Leroy. I cannot find any information about you.
No, so it's a monkey DNA.
Yeah, great stream. Absolutely fantastic, I think. This is the kind of quality that I would hope for. If they bring back Space Monkey Report 7, if they're going to announce, hey, the game is still in development, but we need another 3 to 5 years. If they give us another stream like that every other year, I'm going to be perfectly happy with that. And that about does it for this video, because I have to open my windows back up. It is way too hot today to have your balcony door closed. So let me know what you thought about the stream down below in the comments or over on the Beyond Good and Evil Discord server. And if you found this video at all informative, entertaining, or good to fall asleep to, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff about whatever the hell I feel like. But definitely more Beyond Good and Evil in the future. So thank you and goodbye. Do, do, do.